back to 843 TV. Joining us now is Eric Seaglund. He is the executive chef at the Heritage Golf Collection. Eric, welcome.
Thank you.
We understand there's some new and exciting things happening in Shipyard. Tell us about that.
Okay, well, we are opening a new restaurant at the Shipyard Golf Club. It's going to be called the Brickyard Pub. What a lot of people don't know is back in the 1700s, a man named Henry Tailbird bought the plantation and was a bricklayer from Dublin. And we thought we would bring some of that history back into to the restaurant and to the location. And a lot of residents don't know that it was called the Brickyard Plantation, back then. So we're trying to really bring back some of that history of
That's
the plantation.
wonderful. Really neat.
Yeah, anytime that you can couple together history and a pub, it's always a good thing. You got instant customers. So what types of elements of the history are you going to have in there? Assuming that's why it's called Brickyard Pub.
Yes,
because of history.
we actually have some of the original bricks that were manufactured in the plantation. The pub is really good for that location. The room, it fits very, very well. And it's really exciting how it's coming together. $100,000 renovation of the restaurant, so.
Well, I live in Shipyard, so I'm going to be there all the time.
Okay. There you go.
So I have my calendar out so that I can get over there as soon as it opens. So what is your open date?
Our soft opening is March 15th and fully open on April 1st. And it's looking like we're going to hit all those marks.
That's great.
So for anybody that's not familiar with Shipyard, once you get in Shipyard, where is it exactly?
As soon as you go through the gate on 278, it's about a half mile up on the left. Okay. So it's real close to the gate. And
just to be clear, because for people visiting or whatever, sometimes people don't realize that you can get in there even if you're not staying in there.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because what we're trying to do in all our locations, but Brickyard Pub, is make it not just for golfers. We're taking the menu and making it more like a gastro pub, which that really means taking pub type food, but putting a really high chef influence on it with ingredients and things like that. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it's really, we want people to be able to bike up to it, to come and have happy hour, a bite for lunch or a bite for dinner. We just don't want to cater to the golfers, which is important to us, but we definitely want to.
That's not the only people that you don't have to golf or be a member of Shipyard just to come.
Exactly. And a lot of people will think when they walk up to a golf club, but I'm not a member, I can't go in, and that's not the case at all.
It seems to be the trend now that the golf clubs in the plantations are opening up to the public.
Yep.
So that's neat for the guests and visitors who typically have the attitude, well, like you said, they're not sure they can come in because they're not a member or they need a pass. So they just need to ask for a pass at the gate.
Absolutely. It's going to be very kid-friendly. We're going to have a huge kid menu so that they're welcome and families are welcome. Shipyard is one of those plantations that's very, in the tourist season, a lot of timeshares. So you see a lot of people biking and walking and enjoying that area of our island. So we definitely want to cater to that and make people happy and bring
So you guys are going to be open for lunch and for dinner?
Yes, we have an all-day menu. So we open at 7, obviously, for golfers, and anybody that wants breakfast and lunch and dinner will be open till 8 o'clock every day, 7 days a week.
Good, eat breakfast too.
That sounds really
So
good.
I have a personal question. I am a celiac, and so I have to be gluten-free. It's not a fad. So will you be catering to have things for folks?
Absolutely. Anything on the menu can be made for any allergy, and especially yours. They just has to be brought up to the server, and then the chef that I'll have in the restaurant, or myself if I'm there, will make sure that it's completely safe and
awesome.
Good.
That is very
I'm there with you,
important.
Hannah.
Come join us for the Hannah and Mary happy hour.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that you have it open to families and gearing towards families, because clearly the summer, especially in Shipyard and the beach south end, you've got so many families. What about the pricing?
The pricing is going to be very competitive. $15 check average is kind of what we're looking for. Obviously with dinner specials and stuff like that, it might get a little bit more expensive, but nothing that's going to break the wallet or anything like that. We definitely want to cater to that, that $15 check average. The menu is very Low Country inspired. I mentioned gastro pub, which really the definition of that is taking pub type food and accenting it with very fresh ingredients. We're gonna have a fresh herb garden at the restaurant. We do it at all the restaurants really, but it's gonna be a high focus on that. We're taking like a low country spin on a nacho and doing it with sweet potato chips, pulled pork,
yum.
smoked Gouda.
Sounds
Gouda. We're gonna be doing fried green tomatoes, and chicken wings is gonna be one of our focuses. We're gonna do a yard of chicken wings. We're gonna have like 7 or 8 different flavors that it can be tossed in. We're also doing a spin on Guinness, where we're going to have a 90-ounce tower of Guinness that you could buy for your table that you can share.
That's a big tower of Guinness.
Other than a pitcher. So we're doing a lot of cool things. The restaurant will have a large communal table by the bar, so it's going to be really fun and interactive.
And it has a beautiful lake view as well. Is there any outdoor dining, or is it all inside?
Yeah, we have a huge veranda, and I'm glad you brought up the lake. It's called Alligator Pond or Alligator. So there's a lot of gators.
There's a
Wonder where you
lot
got
of
that name.
gators.
A lot of ones, they have jumping fish that you can watch. It's a really cool, little area.
So it's really going to be an experience.
Yes.
I mean, the food sounds amazing, but I want to learn more about the history of it and see how you guys incorporate that. My last question was what makes it unique, but I think you've pretty much covered that.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we've already talked about with the lake and the jumping fish and the gators, and just the ambience of it and the history is something that we're really focused on.
And it's truly an experience. And like you said, just to reiterate, it is going to be kid-friendly. It is open to the public, and it is going to be open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And your soft opening is when?
March 15th.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
with us today, and make sure that you come right back for more 843 TV.